Welcome back to the deep dive. So, if you've been watching how quickly some big brands jump on, cultural moments online,
Yeah, those posts that just feel perfectly timed.
exactly, hyper relevant, look great, land just right. Well, you're seeing a huge shift in marketing strategy happening right now. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the tech making that speed possible. It's about a big transformation in social media content driven by AI copilots. Our sources are pretty clear. This is how brands are unlocking, well, unprecedented speed and scale.
And that phrase, unprecedented speed and scale, that's really the core thing we need to unpack for you. It's super important to get that an AI copilot isn't like just one single tool. We're talking about a pretty sophisticated mix here. You've got generative AI, computer vision, predictive analytics, and crucially, social data integration all working together. Our goal today is to break the system down and show you exactly how it's fundamentally changing, the actual mechanics of digital marketing.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Specifically, how is it designed? How do these copilots actually manage to pump out relevant, engaging stuff so quickly? It sounds like more than just basic automation.
Oh, absolutely. It's an ecosystem. When we look at the core parts, you start with generative AI. That's
Yeah.
the engine making the raw text, the images, the captions. That part is almost table stakes now. But where a Copilot gets really different is its ability to analyze and refine.
Which brings us to computer vision. That sounds straightforward, but I guess it's more complex here.
It's absolutely crucial. Computer vision in this context isn't just like spotting a cat in a photo. It acts more like an advanced quality control. It's actively checking visual factors. Think color schemes, composition, layout against historical data. It's trying to make sure the visuals actually resonate with the audience, optimizing based on what looked best before.
Right, that makes sense for efficiency. But hang on, doesn't relying so much on past visual success risk creating, well, kind of homogenized content? If the AI is just optimizing for what worked last month, could it actually kill off the really new breakthrough creative ideas, the ones that start new trends?
That's a key tension, definitely. You're hitting on something important there. The Copilot brings the precision and the scale, right? But that human spark is still vital for the truly new concepts. The AI gives you the precise framework. So alongside Gen AI and computer vision, you also have predictive analytics that's mostly about when to post. And finally, social data integration.
Let's nail that last one down. Social data integration. What are the actual nuts and bolts of that? Beyond just being a feedback loop, how does the loop work?
Okay, this is where a lot of the power is. Integration means using social APIs, connecting to huge internal data lakes. The system isn't just glancing at results later, it's constantly pulling in real-time, super granular data clicks, shares, comments, reach, everything. And this massive data flow feeds directly back into refining the model for the next campaign. It's like a dynamic, self-improving brain.
Got it. So if that's the architecture, let's walk through the actual process. How does a post end up on my feed looking so timely? There are four main steps, starting with observation or trend detection.
Exactly. Trend detection is the AI basically watching everything online all the time. It's spotting emerging topics, specific hashtags, but also subtle shifts in visual styles that are just bubbling up, sometimes before human teams even catch them.
Okay, step two, content creation. Trend spotted, now what?
The system flips into creation mode instantly. The generative models whip up copy and images tailored for that trend for quick deployment. And this is where computer vision jumps in, does a quick check on the visuals against performance data, make sure the layout, the look feels right for that trend on that platform. And the really immediate payoff, the measurable bit, comes in step three, scheduling optimization. This is all predictive analytics. The system doesn't guess posting times. It uses models to find the absolute best moment when the target audience is most active and receptive. And this isn't a small thing. Get this, the data shows this optimization alone can boost a brand's reach and engagement by up to 40%.
40%, just from timing. Wow, that's not a small tweak, that's a serious market advantage. It kind of tells you most humans were just guessing before compared to the machine.
Pretty much. And then, like we said, step four closes the loop, data integration. The second that post goes live, the APIs and data lakes start grabbing every single metric about how it's doing. Those insights immediately feed back into the core system. So the Copilot learns from every single interaction. The next post is inherently just a bit smarter, a bit more relevant. It's this incredibly fast, autonomous cycle of improvement.
Okay, here's where it gets really significant. The numbers, the quantitative impact. This explains why brands are jumping in. Let's talk about that efficiency gain.
Yeah, the efficiency shift is huge. Think about the old way. Trend breaks, Human team spots it, maybe drafts copy, someone designs visuals, it goes through approvals, gets scheduled. That takes hours, right?
Yeah.
Often a whole day. By then, the moment might be fading.
And now, with the Copilot.
Now, those content cycles shrink from hours down to, seriously, minutes. That massive time compression is probably the biggest driver for adoption. But the really interesting part is what it means for the human teams.
Right, the strategic piece. If the AI is handling the minute-by-minute stuff, what are the marketers doing?
They get elevated, essentially. Instead of being stuck in production bottlenecks, design tweaks, scheduling logistics, they're free to focus on the big picture. High-level strategy, deep creative thinking, defining the brand's voice long-term, the stuff that needs real human insight and emotion.
And that efficiency feeds right into relevance, which, as you said, boosts engagement. If you're faster, you're more relevant, and people actually notice the post.
Precisely. That real-time alignment with what people are talking about, it leads to much better engagement. We're seeing data showing boosts of 25% or even more just from being relevant to the moment. Speed equals relevance, and relevance means you don't just get scrolled past.
And then there's the sheer complexity the Copilot tackles. Scalability, managing Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. Each needs different formats, timing, slightly different voices. That used to be a nightmare.
A huge resource drain, just managing the logistics. AI copilots handle multi-platform campaigns simultaneously. And, crucially, they do it while keeping the brand consistent. It's not just blasting the same generic post everywhere. It's adapting the core message and brand voice correctly for how people use each specific platform.
And the market seems to have noticed this power. This isn't just startups playing around anymore.
No, definitely not. It's a major industry shift. The signal is super clear. Reports indicate more than half of global brands are already using AI copilots in some way. When the big established players move that fast, the game has changed.
Which brings us right to strategy. And for you listening, this is probably the most important takeaway. It's not just about tactics changing, it's a whole new strategic approach. It's about blending human creativity with machine optimization.
That blend is the future. But it brings new challenges, new disciplines. Whenever you have this level of deep data collection, remember those APIs, those data lakes. The big constraint becomes data governance.
Ah, okay. Tell us more there. Why is data governance such a big deal in this specific setup?
Well, because the AI's power comes from crunching enormous, constant streams of data. Performance data, user interaction data, across different countries, different rules. So marketers have to prioritize incredibly strong data governance. They need proactive practices to make sure they're compliant with all the privacy laws, security regs, GDPR, CCPA, you name it, while still getting the AI the fuel it needs. It's a necessary complexity, really. You can't have one without the other working well.
Right, so the infrastructure, the legal side, has to keep pace with the creative tech. Okay, looking ahead then. Beyond today's compliance and capabilities, where does this human-machine partnership go next?
The next big step seems to be deeper integration with immersive tech. We're expecting AI copilots to start playing a much bigger role in creating and optimizing content for AR, for VR platforms. Think more immersive, more interactive social experiences that go beyond just the flat screen on your phone, moving closer to our physical or, virtual spaces.
Wow, taking social from just a post to more of a shared interactive space. That's fascinating. Okay, so let's bring it back to the immediate lesson for brands right now. What's the key?
It really comes down to finding the right balance. The brands winning are the ones striking that balance between human creative vision and data-driven machine precision. They treat AI like a true strategic partner in telling their story. Humans set the bold direction. AI delivers the accuracy and scale to make it happen everywhere.
Okay, so that wraps up a really fundamental shift in marketing. We've covered the 4 key steps of the Copilot: trend detection, content creation, scheduling optimization, data integration. We've seen the huge efficiency wins, hours to minutes. And we've seen the proof in the pudding with over half of global brands already on board.
So what did this all mean for you, listening? It means success in digital isn't just about knowing how to use Instagram anymore. It's about understanding the data architecture underneath it all. It's about mastering the tech that reads those data streams. And it forces you to think strategically about where human creativity adds the most value.
Right. And that strategic application leaves us with a pretty potent final thought to chew on. If the machine can nail the optimization, the scheduling, spot the trends, handle the scale, maybe 40% better timing, 25% more relevant, Then what's left is the uniquely human edge. What new, deeply human creative strategies or maybe advanced ethical data practices do marketers need to double down on when the machine handles so much of the execution? What's the irreplaceable human role in this age of hyper-precision? That feels like the next big question for digital strategy.
Indeed. It's really about defining human purpose in this newly optimized landscape. We'll leave you with that to think about.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.